I'm a huge fan of spice. Bring it on. How do I make this cocktail?
I don't have sparkling water, so it's Pepsi.
Sounds kind of gross.
So I had some yuzu juice in the fridge. It expired in December.
Found a new spicy. It's Turkish.
I'm gonna squirt some. Okay, that was gonna be like so gingery.
How spicy is your sauce?
4 out of 5. I'm excited.
We will have a couple of questions. If you're not answering them, you will be adding.
Either way, I can handle it. Hello. I eyeballed everything and I've never actually made a cocktail before. There's so much honey in the bottom.
Well, it's a lot.
I don't know. We'll see.
The next merch item we should do is like little spoons to mix.
Oh my gosh, like a spoon that warms up.
Oh,
yeah, like and it
the
melts
honey
all these things. Do you want to try it first, like how spicy it is?
Nah,
Just thinking.
go for it.
Do you have any favorite go-to cocktail?
Honestly, yuzu cocktails are usually my go-to.
Let's try it.
It's actually not terrible.
It's a good news.
What's the biggest lie you ever told to get out of trouble?
It's a hard one. I was in like first grade and I think it was Valentine's Day, and then they gave everybody in the classroom these little goodie bags, and then they had these really yummy heart chocolates inside them. My placement in the classroom was right next to where everybody's bags were. I think there was 1 or 2 people who didn't come to class that day, so their bags were unclaimed. Literally put my hand in their bags and then we each got 2 chocolates, and I took one out of each of their bags, and then I ate it. The next day when one of the classmates had come back and then found their bag, and then they like saw the chocolate, they're like, oh my god, yay, and they were like, this is so good. And I think they asked me about it. I was like, yeah, we each only got 1. So I in fact had 4 instead of 1 like the other person. That memory and guilt, I think, haunts me to this day.
It's like the first time you confess it.
I probably told like a friend about it before because it's such a core memory for me.
If you ever speak to these people again, you should apologize.
I know, right?
What celebrity have you had the most spicy fantasies with?
I have a huge crush on Steven Yeun, the actor who was in Beef and Minari.
And your spicy fantasies?
I think I'm like a pretty vanilla person, but if anything, I've definitely had dreams about making out or something.
Holding hands and stuff.
I mean, more spicy than holding hands. Okay, you know what? This is really spicy. I once had a semi-lesbian dream about Jennie from Blackpink. I don't think in the waking life I'm attracted to women, but it did happen in a dream.
What is the last message you sent?
I have to check. Let me grab my phone. Okay, which app are we talking here? Telegram, iMessage.
Which one do you use the most?
I think it's iMessage because it says in my screen time actually. So it's actually really wholesome. The last message I sent was to my best friend because she's going through something really difficult right now. So I was like, I'm here for you, Gabs. So that was the last message I sent. It's not very spicy.
Who's the last person you stopped talking to, or the last person that you blocked?
I don't think I've ever blocked anybody. Well, actually, I have blocked one friend, but this was many years ago. I think that's like the only person I've ever blocked in my life.
Reveal their name, or you have to add spice to your drink.
I can reveal more details.
You can do that, and you can still add spice to your drink.
I think they had maybe a few bad trades and was like, oh, you're like scamming me out of money and stuff. And like got really bad, really dark things. It was pretty bad, and that's why I blocked them.
What's the most illegal thing you've done?
Probably unintentionally bringing weed into a country that I wasn't supposed to.
If we brought chili down to life, what would it look like?
I feel like you have to maybe pass a certain like spice level test. You have to like prove that you are actually a fan of chili. Oh, we can issue tokens based on how far you get into the spice level test. I actually travel with this like Ziploc bag that has tiny packets of chili flakes. That's my dedication and devotion to chilies. Any of my friends who go to restaurants with me, specifically Italian food, they always know that without fail, I'll be like, do you guys have chili flakes? Can I have some on the side?
Amazing.
I assume that you're also a movie person. Are you more going to the theater or staying at home and watching it?
I do love going to the theater. Unfortunately, I feel like there's not that many good movies in theaters these days. Very uninspiring. We're only getting Fast and Furious 14 and Captain Marvel 27.
I couldn't agree more. I'm also like a movie theater person, but I didn't go there for years, and I went for one movie, The Gladiator now. Yeah,
Do you
could be
guys
better.
go to movie theaters by yourself?
I do. And I love to have snacks.
Yeah, I love spending $13 on a bag of Sour Patch Kids.
So what's your favorite snack?
I actually grew up in Taiwan, and in movie theaters there, they have churros. I only found out that this is not like a every movie theater has churros thing until I moved out of Taiwan. So I thought it was like popcorn, that every movie theater will just have churros. When I'm in America and there's not as many choices, like I like to obviously have something salty, so butter popcorn probably. And then I need to have something sweet too. Sour Patch Kids or gummy bears. What about you guys?
I'm more into popcorn, like salty popcorn.
Same. I recently had like salty mixed with a little bit of sweet. Really good.
About Shibuya movies, what is the perfect setting for it? Is it a movie theater? Is it like some digital settings? And what are the snacks that we have to bring to watch them?
Well, the idea of Shibuya is that it is a digital theater. In crypto, we're all like very digitally conscious. If it were like a real life movie theater, I would say Shibuya, it's giving dark and mysterious and cool and very few showings, right? But each showing is always a banger of a film. And we only serve Japanese snacks. You know what? Let's broaden the range to Asian snacks.
You have to be really quick to get a ticket, or you have to have a friend who knows someone, something like that.
Do you guys know Daft Punk? They had this anime, actually. It's called Interstellar 5555. They did a worldwide theater screening, and I really wanted to go, but of course that was like the same day as like an annual Pleaser Dow dinner thing, and then so obviously I went to the Pleaser Dow thing instead, but I legitimately thought about skipping that.
About White Rabbit, are there any ideas you had that you'd scrap, but you would love to bring them back in for a new production?
Absolutely. When we launched White Rabbit, we actually had a prologue, which, you know, we've now cut out because of editing reasons. But the prologue originally was half a troll and half serious. But it's, in the year 2069, AI has become so advanced that it can now manipulate the blockchain. And then some AI are trained to hack the blockchain, and others are trained to defend the blockchain. Our main character, Mirai, coming in front of the two doors initially, the door on the left opened up to see a white hat, right? And then the door on the right was literally a rug pull. Like she like literally steps on a rug and then gets rug pulled. And then obviously the community voted and then they chose the left door with the white hat. But what they didn't know was what they were actually choosing was Mirai's character arc. So if she went the white hat route, then she would be more of like a good AI. And then if she went the other way, then she would be recruited to be a bad AI. And then now this is where things got really interesting. Recently, I got connected with Shaw, who's the founder of Eliza. They're like making the AI agents. We were talking about Mirai, and then he tipped me in the direction of Mirai was a really famous botnet. If you Google Mirai botnet and then you open up the Wikipedia page, basically Mirai was a real malware back in 2016. She was like literally infecting people's computers and stuff. In the Wikipedia page, it says that Mirai was originally found by a white hat research group. I literally just found this out a few days ago. So yeah, Mirai had an evil character arc, which I guess already happened in 2016, which we scrapped, obviously, because the community voted the other way.
Looking back, they are Easter eggs.
Yeah, we live in a simulation confirmed, I guess.
Talking about the characters, who do you trust? Which one of the characters would you trust your deeper secrets, and which one would you never do that?
In White Rabbit? Well, it's funny because, and I don't even care if we spoil it, it doesn't matter, but I think it's funny because White Rabbit was interactive, and then when people were choosing, they keep choosing the fox. We have our own theories as to either it's because the fox is really cute or it's like left screen bias, as in when you're reading the screen, you read from left to right. I guess in the end, it was posing the question of, could you have really trusted him? Because the spoiler was that the fox was basically the dad's avatar in the digital realm, and then the dad was leading Mirai through the training because he revived her as an AI because she died in real life, and so this was like his way of dealing with grief. So yeah, I guess like the plot twist is, in the beginning you're like, yeah, this fox is cute and he looks trustworthy, and not to say that he's not trustworthy in the end, but there were other intentions of guiding Mirai through the whole training process.
People are definitely going after the looks. Like people are getting crazy about the guy who killed a person, but he's cute.
So there's 3 tangible currencies that are more like, it's like you can see it and it's tangible. Beauty, money. The third one we boil down to fame/influence is another currency, because you can have fame and influence and not have money, but you can still get access to things, or you can get access to things that you can't buy with money, right? So those are different currencies. I feel like a lot of people get them confused, but the real thing that probably matters is more like the vibe and connection that you have with somebody, the spiritual connection, if you want to, whatever you want to call it. That is not tangible. It's not like given. It's not something where you see someone and you know if you're going to have it or not. And I think that's why it makes it so rare. And so maybe a lot of people who couldn't find that vibe or special connection will often settle for one or more of the three other more tangible currencies.
Knowing it is good because you kind of use it. Basically, some way of manipulation.
About red and green flags on first dates. Where's White Rabbit merged from head to toe?
Red flag?
Did you say red?
Yeah.
Why is it red?
Well, because we don't have head to toe White Rabbit merch, so it would have meant that they went and made it themselves a little bit too much, right?
I guess. All the bucket hats together.
Only bucket hats. Just here, and then two here. One boxer is made of bucket hats.
After the date, they follow up with you and they say, send nudes.
This is a red. I mean, it's a green flag because you're like, okay, they have a sense of humor. Something about it still rubs me the wrong way, I think. Orange flag.
They reveal that their true name is actually pplpleasr.
I feel like all of these are just pointing in the same direction, which is like they went way too far down my Twitter timeline, and that's never a good thing.
I'm the red flag.
I'm basically on a first date right now, and it's giving red flags.
The date goes really well, and then they confess to you that they would like to have idea sex with you.
That's a green flag, I think. I love idea sex.
But Taco and I do it all the time.
Exactly.
Sometimes unintentionally with other people when they just bring the idea and we just like start.
Favorite forms of intimacy, I think.
Question about someone you already partnered with, Linkin Park. If we would be able to bring back Chester Bennington for the last concert, what would be the song he would be opening with for you?
I would be like, well, it has to be Lost, right? So we've never heard it live. Maybe it's got to be one of the classics, or maybe a Sad in Your Feels One More Light. I have a funny story about that. My parents didn't know Linkin Park before. When we made the music video, I was like, check this out. And they obviously went down this rabbit hole. Who is this Linkin Park band? And then my dad, since he retired, he's gone to the habit of singing covers just like into his phone. It's really cute. So he was like, oh, I found this song called One More Light by Linkin Park and I really like that song. And then so he recorded a cover of himself singing it. So then I sent it to Mike and Joe from Linkin Park just for them to hear it. And then they were like, oh, that was really good. And then I told my dad about it and made his day.
What makes you happy and what drives you?
Anything that I do is always with the intention of capturing or observing human emotions that we feel and experience, and then being able to process that and create something that people can re-feel or experience those emotions. That makes me really happy. So always when watching people watch the end of my rabbit and then their reaction to it.
What puts you into the spicy mood?
I mean, I'm always in a spicy mood if you're talking about food. Any bad food can be saved with spice, but if you're talking about the other type of spicy mood, I feel like it's random, but I'm definitely always turned on by when somebody is intellectual. Nerdy guys are for sure a plus.
Which of the following anime love story characteristics have you experienced? Opposites attract. So, for example, a shy, introverted character falls in love with an outgoing one.
Actually, yeah. I would say I'm the probably outgoing one, and I've definitely had a relationship before where the guy is more like shy.
Then there's class differences or contrasting lifestyles.
Okay, I don't think I've ever dated anybody who's so wildly off in terms of class, but I have dated guys or in the past where he like made less money than me. I think I'm more practical and thinking of, okay, if it's like I make more money than you, then I'll probably pay more. But if you make more money than me, then you should be the one stepping up.
Next one is childhood friends to lovers.
No, I've never had a childhood friend to lover.
Sun-deer dynamics, which means someone is initially really cold and hostile, but then they show their affection for you.
I feel like I've had that turn into friends, but I don't think I've had any romantic situations. Maybe it's happened in like elementary school when we're like
Going from I hate girls to like, oh, I'm in love with you.
yeah.
So maybe when people act like that, it's just their own mechanics or
Like a love
self-denial. I don't know.
like a Love Actually, Keira Knightley situation.
Do you have someone you would like to nominate?
You guys should ask Kobe to come on the show. Got a lot of spicy thoughts.